Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Hello everybody guys, today I would like to take a look at the Great British Pound because actually our setup and analysis on the euro currency doesn't need any update right now because euro currency behaves in a row with our expectation and with the moments that we have discussed, and the setup that we have discussed yesterday and in a weekly research still there. And let's see what will happen during the FOMC statement. At the same time, guys, I would like to show you the Swiss franc chart. Recall that our major concern in relation to the, not just to the euro currency, but mostly to the United States dollar, stands with this these grabbers that have been formed on the previous week. So you can see, so one stop grabber, bearish stop grabber, second grabber, and even third grabber has appeared right here. Three grabbers in a row that theoretically points on taking out of these lows. But as you can see, despite the moment that really grabbers have been formed, market shows no tendency in a direction of these grabbers. Even more, we see the trend has shifted bearish, but market stands flat. And take a look that mostly market stands above the neckline of this double bottom pattern. That has happened 3 days ago. The appearing of this grabber. So it means that probably maybe we should apply here the 3-period rule that tells that if market does not show the action in a direction of the clear pattern, it means that probably this will not happen, and we should be ready for the opposite direction, opposite action. And in general, the fact that market stands flat after appearing the clear bearish pattern suggests existence of the possible bullish dynamic pressure here and the possible appreciation to the upside. The same tells the behavior on the euro currency. So it seems that maybe during today's FOMC statement we will hear some more hawkish points and some more hawkish speech from the Federal Reserve or something of that sort. Not necessarily about the rate hiking, but maybe just more positive words on assessment of the current situation, economy situation, maybe some thoughts on the inflation, because you know that the consumer prices that have been released yesterday, so really has shown a bit surprised growth on the 0.4%. So that's at least shows at least existence of some inflation. So maybe on that news, maybe also on the Iraq turmoil, on the Ukraine turmoil, we could get all these factors totally could increase the value of the United States dollar, at least in the short term, and maybe that is the indication that this really could happen. At least currently, when I see this, I mostly gravitate to the point that probably we will get the United States dollar appreciation right now. Also, guys, it's a very interesting situation on the crude oil. And if you will take a look at the long-term chart, on the monthly chart, you could get the huge butterfly pattern could be formed that could lead. It's very difficult to believe with this, but it could lead to the doubling of the current prices on the crude oil in the long-term perspective. But even if you take a look at the minor chart, you will get another butterfly on the crude oil that suggests the reaching of the 160 area per barrel. So it should lead market approximately to the all-time highs that have been formed before the crisis. So this really something is going on right now, and I suppose that the situation is in reality is more serious than it seems on the surface. So guys, that's why currently, as I said, I mostly gravitate to the possible appreciation on the United States dollar in the nearest future. Well, anyway, we will see what will happen. Right now, back to the Great British Pound, because this is also has relation to the Great British Pound, because mostly this stands in relation to the United States dollar. Well, here guys, a bit tricky moment. At the first point, the 170 area is the area of the long-term break-even point. So if you take a look at the monthly chart, you'll see, if we contract this chart, you will see that 170 is a long-term area of support resistance. Support, support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, almost the resistance. Right now it's again a resistance. Okay, and market has reached it again, this area. At the same time, we have here the bearish pattern that suggests some minor retracement down. This is the wash and rinse of the previous high. So you can see that market has spiked this top, grabbed the stops that have been placed here, and turned to the downside. At the same time, we have this fast acceleration right before this wash and rinse on the expectation more hawkish policy from the Bank of England, and the hints that were announced on the possible rate hike in the nearest future. And this section was really fast. That suggests that probably if even retracement will take place here, the upward continuation will happen. I recall that our long-term analysis on the Great British Pound suggests reaching 175 area, because we have the big butterfly sell pattern on the monthly chart. If you do not remember that, you could reread our one of our weekly thread where we spoke on Great British Pound. But this is mostly in the long term. And finally, guys, take a look that market has not quite reached the minor extension target. The 618 extension of this big A, B, C bottom pattern stands slightly higher than this area. So if even this here retracement will happen, market probably will continue move higher. Well, but why I have started to speak about this current situation? Because, guys, on the 4-hour time frame chart, we have nice pattern to trade. That is the butterfly sell pattern accompanied by target of the A, B, C bottom 1618 target here. And guys, market has formed a double repo sell. Excellent thrust up. I will increase the scale. Close below the 3x3, close above, and creating the new high, and simultaneously the wash and rinse of the previous top. Close below. That's confirmed double repo sell pattern. The major risk for that pattern, as I said, is a bit untouched target on the daily time frame. As you know, guys, I do not like to take the positions against this. And also, the really fast action here. But at the same time, I can't exclude that some minor retracement really could happen, because it really could be a reaction on this butterfly retracement to the first support around 169.06 area, the weekly pivot point, or even to the 50% support 168.74. So market could show some minor retracement, retest this previous resistance area, and then continue move higher. That's also could happen. Besides, if you take a look at the next target, 1618 stands approximately at 170.65. That is accompanied by the weekly pivot resistance one, next target. And also, guys, if market will proceed right to this target, it will hit the 618 target on the daily chart. So it's so I think that market will probably continue move higher, but after some retracement, and maybe this retracement will be triggered by the speech of the Federal Reserve today. I can't exclude this. This is really a bit tricky moment here, but in general situation is very interesting. And if you draw the starting point of the butterfly not from that top, but from this one where the really move down has started, you will get that the market has hit, in fact, this minor butterfly 1618 target by this spike and turn to the retracement. Well, that's why maybe since we could place rather tight stop, this is really a setup that is completed. We have the clear patterns. The minor reaction on this butterfly will be probably here. That's the minor target of this possible setup. And really some chances exist that market will probably could show this retracement down and then turn to the upside. And these guys in general coincides with our expectation on the euro currency, because we suggest the completing of the butterfly. But for butterfly, market should show some another leg to the downside to complete its target, to test the yearly pivot point. That also could happen if we will be right concerning the Federal Reserve speech today, the Federal Reserve attitude to the current economy. So if any positive speech about the inflation or economy will sound during the Federal Reserve press conference, then probably we will get what we expect to see. We will get some downward action first, as reaction on the strength of the United States dollar, and after that market could show the reversal right to the upside. Well, that's the short-term setup on the Great British Pound. Let's see how it will work. And guys, since we have the clear patterns, currently it's worth of our attention, and at least right now I do not see anything more interesting on the markets to trade immediately. So that's also, this setup also could give us the chances to place rather tight stop. But as I said, the major risk stands with the possible upward action to right to the next target, because as I said, market still hasn't quite reached this point, and this will happen with a high probability. But when it will happen, after this retracement, or market will fail the double repo and continue move right now to the upside right now immediately, well, difficult to say. But setup right now in place. So we could suggest, guys, here, for example, that market could form some sort of the head and shoulders. So, for example, if this double repo will fail, market will continue move right now, hit both targets. This target stands precisely at 1618 of that retracement. That could happen. That's the risk. But guys, here we have the setup in place. So this butterfly at place. We have the double repo sell. We have also the targets here from this ABCD. So and minor retracement doesn't look absolutely impossible. Why not? This really could happen.